Here is a small test that will change how you invest forever. Pick any stock you own or any stock you're thinking of buying. Now, in one plain sentence, explain why you own it. Not the ticker, not the price, not what someone on the internet said. Why this business will be worth more in the future than it is today. If you can answer that clearly, you own a stock. If you cannot, you do not own a stock. You own a lottery ticket with a company logo on it. By the end of this video, you will have a simple, repeatable way to research any company so that you can always pass that test. Most beginners do it backwards. They hear a name, they see a chart going up, they feel a flash of fear that they are missing out, and they buy. The research, if it happens at all, comes afterward as a way to justify what they already did. We're going to flip that around. Today you get a calm checklist you run before you ever press buy, the same kind of thinking the best investors in history actually used. Step 1 is the most important and the most ignored. Understand the business. Before anything else, you should be able to answer one childlike question. How does this company actually make money? Not what it is famous for, not what its product feels like, but where the money comes from. Who pays it, for what, and how often? A company can sell something you love and still be a terrible business. So picture the cash. Someone, somewhere, hands this company money. Your job is to know exactly who and why they keep coming back. The greatest stock picker of the modern era built his whole method on this idea. His name is Peter Lynch, and he ran a fund called Magellan, where he earned his investors about 29% a year for over a decade, one of the best records ever recorded. His most famous rule is almost insultingly simple. Know what you own and know why you own it. He told ordinary people that their everyday lives were full of investment ideas, the products they loved, the shops that were always busy, but only if they then did the work to understand the business behind them. Liking the product is the spark. Understanding the company is the investment. Lynch had a wonderful test for this, which he called the 2-minute drill. Before buying, he would force himself to explain in about 2 minutes and in plain language why he was buying the company, what would have to happen for it to succeed, and what could go wrong. If he could not give that little speech simply, he did not understand the business well enough to own it. You can do exactly the same thing out loud, to a friend, or even to an empty room. The test never lies. Step 2, ask the question that separates a good business from a great one. What is its moat? Imagine the company is a castle, and its profits are the treasure inside. Every successful company is constantly being attacked by competitors who want that treasure. A moat is whatever keeps them out. It might be a brand so strong that people pay more for the same thing. It might be a network that gets more useful the more people join it. It might be a cost advantage or a technology no one else can copy, or simply the hassle of switching away. This idea comes straight from Warren Buffett, who looks for what he calls a durable competitive advantage, an economic moat that protects a business for years, not months. A company with no moat can be wildly profitable today and gutted by a cheaper rival tomorrow. A company with a wide moat can keep earning almost peacefully while everyone else fights for scraps. So when you research a stock, do not just ask whether the business is good now. Ask why it will still be winning in 10 years when others have tried and failed to take its place. Step 3 is the one beginners dread, the numbers, so let us make it gentle. You do not need to be an accountant. You need to glance at 3 simple things. First is revenue, the total money coming in, growing over the years or shrinking. Second, is the company actually profitable, keeping some of that money after its costs, or burning cash to survive? Third, how much debt is it carrying, and could that debt sink it if times get hard? Growing sales, real profit, manageable debt. That is most of the story, and you can find all 3 in minutes. There is one more number worth knowing because you will hear it everywhere. It is called the price-to-earnings ratio, or the PE. In plain words, it tells you how many years of the company's current profits you are paying for to own it. A high number means the market expects fast growth and is charging you a premium for it. A low number can mean a bargain, or it can mean the business is in trouble. It is not a verdict on its own. It is just one clue, a way of asking, am I paying a sensible price or a dreamy one? And that brings us to step 4, the step that humbles even smart investors. The price you pay is not the same as the value you get. A wonderful company can be a terrible investment if you overpay for it, and an ordinary company can be a fine investment if you buy it cheap enough. The father of this idea is Benjamin Graham, the man who taught Warren Buffett. Graham asked you to imagine the market as a moody business partner he nicknamed Mr. Market. Every single day, Mr. Market shows up and shouts a price at you. Some days he is euphoric and offers you crazy high prices. Some days he is depressed and offers you bargains. The crucial thing, Graham said, is that you're never forced to trade with him. His mood is not the truth about the business. It is just today's offer. Your job as a researcher is to form your own rough sense of what a company is worth, calmly, in advance, and then let Mr. Market's wild moods serve you instead of scare you. You buy when his fear gives you a good price. You wait when his greed makes everything expensive. The price is what you pay. The value is what you actually get. Step 5 is the one optimists skip, and it is simple. Ask what could go wrong. Every company faces real threats, a new competitor, a shift in technology, a law that could change, too much debt, a single customer it depends on, a founder who might leave. You're not trying to scare yourself out of investing. You're trying to know the risks before they surprise you, so that when bad news comes, and it always eventually comes, you can tell the difference between a story that is truly broken and a temporary storm worth holding through. Now step back and look at what you have built. 5 calm questions you can ask about any company on Earth. What does it do? And how does it make money? What is its moat? Do the numbers, sales, profit, and debt look healthy? Am I paying a fair price for the value? And what could go wrong? Run those 5 in order before you buy, and you have done more genuine research than the vast majority of people who will ever own that stock. There is one final test that ties it all together, and the great investors love it. If you cannot explain a company to a curious 10-year-old in language they would understand, you do not understand it well enough to invest in it yet. No jargon to hide behind. Just a clear little story about a business that makes money, defends itself, and is selling at a price that makes sense. If you can tell that story, you are ready. If you cannot, that is not failure. That is your research politely telling you to keep digging or to walk away. So return to where we began with that one quiet sentence. Why do you own this stock? After today, you should never again be caught without an answer. You have a method now, 5 steps, and a child's simple story that turns a name on a screen into a business you actually understand. The people who lose the most in markets are almost never the ones who knew too little to begin with. They're the ones who never bothered to ask why. Now you always will. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep it simple and never own anything you cannot explain.